House Flipper 2 is finally coming to consoles roughly 4 months after launching on PC. I've got a few dozen hours in the title now, and it is a massive improvement over the original in every tangible way. You'll clean, sell, paint, demolish, and build your way to a state of zen. House Flipper 2 is much more of a video game than the original, so let's break down what's new in the XboxEra review of House Flipper 2. The first thing you'll notice in House Flipper 2 is the level of polish. It is far more of a complete video game package than the first title. Gone is the asset store feel to how the home and items within it look and feel. There's even some light story stuff that I mostly ignored. You're moving into your parents' old home and looking for work. Quickly you'll start cleaning up and redecorating the local populace's various domiciles. Phone calls have voice acting, though I'm not sure. It might be AI driven. I couldn't tell if it was actually people or not. The writing's inoffensive. Still, I found myself skipping a lot of them after the first few. They end up just leaving you a message that autoplays and keeps the action of cleaning from being broken up by having to respond to things. House Flipper 2 for me is much more than just rebuilding homes to get more money. It's a state of zen as I follow the game's mission structure to clean, paint, redecorate, demolish, and build my evenings away as I listen to a podcast or watch a live stream. While there is a sandbox mode available right away, I always end up gravitating towards the campaign. You'll start out doing basic cleaning tasks, the occasional painting job, and slowly unlock the various tools you will need to completely redo a house. Alongside the unlock system is a leveling one that gives a solid feeling of progression. It's not numbers go up, instead it's just making every skill you do just a heck of a lot faster. It was jarring actually to start up a new save on Xbox after I had already upgraded everything over on PC the past few months. It was slow going for a little bit. Your main tools early on are your cleaning brush, trash bag, and eventually paintbrush. Your first handful of jobs will just see you cleaning people's homes, unpacking boxes, and doing some very light redecorating. Your trusty flipper tool is always there to quickly sell items the owner no longer wants, and with the press of a button, the game will put a yellow highlight on any item your current tool is meant to be used upon. One of the bigger changes in the game is how painting works. You will now choose a rectangular shape on a wall and paint within it. It works pretty well, though both on PC and controller, it can feel just a little wonky knowing where your brush is going to go. House Flipper 2 works okay on a controller, though it doesn't really feel great out of the box. Using that controller with Hall Effect joysticks, I was able to even set the dead zone down to 0, but I still had issues with precision because of the aim acceleration curve. The moment you start moving the reticle, it just wants to take off like a comet, and while it made turning around a pain, I ended up lowering the overall turn sensitivity way down on Xbox to compensate for it. On PC, the game controls great, and hopefully it won't take them too long after launch for the devs to make it feel more at home on a controller. House Flipper 2, though, is exactly what you'd expect gameplay-wise. You will slowly build your way up to completely renovating homes through a decently long campaign. At any time, you can go on the market and buy a new home to flip or turn into your office, and I lost hours after buying a new place, completely gutting it and turning it into my dream house, before putting it up on the market for a hefty profit. It's also a pretty nice looking title as well, being a huge step up from the routinely drab looking original. The game, though, does not support HDR on Xbox, at least not during the review period. It does use Auto HDR on PC, so I'd recommend if you got the choice and a solid TV or monitor, playing it over there. Performance on console and PC, though, is excellent, feeling as close to a locked 60 FPS on consoles as one would expect. There is a very large variety of items you can place throughout a house and in the yard. I never had any slowdown no matter how much I filled the room up with various items. The music, while not memorable, is never in the way. It's a game I routinely had the sound turned down for, as it was my go-to chill-out game while I was listening to The Dollop or watching a Djibouti stream. It's pleasant enough sounding music that fits the vibe. I also didn't really run into any bugs, with my only issue being that lack of precision when using a controller. Wrapping things up, House Flipper 2 is a massive improvement over the first game, and while it can have some issues with a controller, it's not enough to keep me from recommending the title. Painting, planting, selling, and flipping has never been a more enjoyably chill vibe than it is here.